Hi everybody, this is Trish from Art Journal Junkie. Our postal service in South Africa is a bit up the creek, so you can imagine my delightful surprise when this arrived in my post box, and it had come all the way from Milwaukee in the United States. I was so excited. I, of course, had to play around with the envelope before I opened it, and these Jane Davenport girls are just going to go into another journal of mine, so I'm going to keep them. So I'm surprised, actually, that they weren't torn in the postal system. But anyway, this delightful surprise came from a Facebook friend who I have never met before, and her name is Jane E Schneider from Milwaukee in America. And she sent me this hand-painted card. Absolutely delightful. It's got the most beautiful texture, and you know I'm a touchy-feely person, so I have to touch and feel everything. And inside was this beautiful tag that I had admired on a Facebook group when Jane had posted a photograph of it. And she'd said to me, send me your postal address and I'll send it to you. Well, here it is. And of course, the first thing I had to do was not only admire this beautiful tag, but also I decided I was going to put it into my journal immediately so that I could remember that somebody on the other side of the world who knows that I want to go back to London someday sent me a reminder and a beautiful piece of her artwork, and this will just be a wonderful memory. So let me show you what I've done with Jane's tag. And Jane, thank you so very much. I can't tell you how this really, really touches my heart. So I found in a repository, there's a free repository which I've actually I'll post the link below as well, where you can pick up a lot of free ephemera that you can print, download and print. And I picked up this page, printed it out. My printer, unfortunately, had run out of some ink, so I got a really strange looking piece of paper. But nevertheless, you know me, I'll work with what I have. So I took out my distress inks, which I haven't used in a long while, and I don't know why, because they really, really are a great way to add quick backgrounds onto your journal. This, by the way, is in my little Moleskine Journal, or Moleskine, or Moleskine. I really don't know how you pronounce it, but at any rate, it's getting quite fat and bulky. And I've just added some distress inks to the background, and now I'm going to collage this piece of artwork into my journal. Now I'm really enjoying tearing out pieces of collage elements rather than cutting them. You know, it always used to be a bit of a snipper and a cutter and sticker downerer, and now I've found that this wonky edge is sort of really, I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to shut up because you don't really, what can I tell you about collage other than I just stick it down with some glue stick, and yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. Here's a little tip. I got this tip from, let me think about this, it was Ray Missigman. And I watched her channel some time ago, and I saw that what she does is when she uses a glue stick, she also pops a bit of glue around the edges of the item, and then she uses a credit card to smooth down the element that she's sticking on. And originally I used to always use matte gel medium, and I loved matte gel medium, but I must say this is a far easier way, and it's also neater and it's very smooth to put down your pieces of collage. One of the things that happened to me here is that I, of course, trust me, got to put it on the wrong way, and I ran out of glue, so lucky I have a couple of extra glue sticks always. But I must say, I enjoyed just picking out the pieces. Now this is also another tip. I used my inkjet printer to print this. Normally I would print all my collage in, oh dear, there goes the glue stick, as I was saying. Normally I would print out my elements on my LaserJet printer, but that's in my office. So I'm at home and I only have an inkjet printer here. And one of the things you have to be careful of with inkjet printers is that if you're going to use any water elements, it might activate the ink. However, using Ray's technique here, I can see that putting that small layer of glue over this has sealed it actually, and I must say I never had any problems when, and you'll see later on I use not a Stabilo All, I think it is, at any rate, a water activated pencil, and it didn't bleed through, or the inkjet printer page didn't bleed through at all. One of the things that I'm learning as I continue in my art journaling journey is that it's a good idea to dry everything off layer by layer. I am sometimes in such a hurry to do things that I often mess up my journal because I'm being too hasty. So here is a Derwent Inktense pencil, that's what it was. And I chose a blue which I thought was going to match the background of the buildings in this piece of artwork. It was a little bit too bright, but that's okay, you know, you make things work. So here I'm just doodling a couple of little circles, and I love mark making, I must say. That's one of the things that just gives art journals so much character. And I'm learning to be very loosey-goosey. I never used to be, I must say. So this is a new style that I found, and I'm loving it and just letting go. And also, what I've worked out is this is just a piece of paper, and it is just some paint. And if I mess it up, I can always gesso over it, or I can throw it away. You know, it's not the end of the world. But I'm very pleased to say I kept this one, especially because it was part of the background to highlight Jane's beautiful tag. Well, apart from using the Derwents for the colour, one of the things about them is that once you've activated that ink and it is dried, it becomes non-reactable. It's not like the Stabilo All where you can continue activating the ink with water. And I love this because I wanted it to stay put. I didn't want it to move any more than I'd moved it. But more importantly, I wanted the blue to be coming through. I didn't want a black pencil. That would have just been a bit too heavy for this style of artwork. wanted to put some ribbons through the tag, and I don't have a very large collection of ribbon, but I found this gold piece. It either came from a Lindt chocolate box or a Ferrero Rocher chocolate box, and Lord alone knows where I got this brown ribbon netting stuff from, because I'm not a brown person, okay, usually. So I popped them all together and spent quite an age fiddling and fiddling. I'm not very good with little details like this, I must say. So I spent hours, which is why I have sped this up 6 times, trying to get these little fiddly bits all right. And eventually I did. And I was very happy. And this little tag is now ready to be popped into my journal. You know, I always say I change my mind, and I do. So I auditioned this tag left ways, right ways, upside down, inside out, backwards, forwards. I was going to flip it, then I wasn't. And I laid it in the position. I thought, right, that's exactly where it's going to go. And then, of course, I got a spark of inspiration. And I thought, oh, hold on. The edges also need to be inked up a little bit. So off I went and first of all blasted with the heat gun, because like I said, you know, it wasn't dry yet, and I'm learning to be very good about drying all my stuff in between layers. So off I went and grabbed the Stays On ink pad, inked up the edges, and it really, really made a big difference to my page, and I was very happy with that. And then I grabbed a China marker, because I felt everything was still a little bit too flat. That color was just needed something to break. It was just too bold. And again, out with the noughts and crosses. Actually, I was listening to a piece of music, so it was a bit of mindless noughts and crosses doodling. And then the other thing that I did was I decided to use this bold stripe down the side and write in a scribble scrawl that I am going to London again someday soon. I hope. Actually, I am traveling soon, but it's not through London. Oh dear. Which is why I'm doing all my videos now, so that I can schedule them to be ready for when I'm away. And finally, time to pop this beautiful tag in. I also wanted to make a note on the back to remind myself, because I've got such a terrible memory. This is something that happens as you get older, I'm told. And anyway, I just wrote a note to myself that this beautiful tag was sent to me by Jane E Schneider from Milwaukee in the USA in 2017. Just by the way, she sent it in, if I'm correct, the envelope postage mark said June, and I received it on the 3rd of August. Can you believe it? Just shows you how lousy our postal system is. And of course, when you're trying to find the end of the washi tape on camera, it never ever works. So you spend hours feeling for it and getting a bit frustrated, and I do find it eventually. Just hang it there. There we go. There we go. Yes, no, no, yes, I think it is. I just know it's there somewhere. I even thought, well, maybe I'll just pull it. There we go. I got it. So, loved the navy blue. I think it tied in very nicely. No, 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 don't put it on that side. Hey, Patricia. There we go. Sure, I'm so glad I listen to myself sometimes. So I secured it down on the left-hand side, and I want to keep it so that I can flip it open to read the back as well, and popped a piece just to secure it down there too. Now listen, a tip with washi tape is sometimes it doesn't stick just use some glue as well. I haven't done that yet because this is quite sticky stuff. But if it does start pulling up, it's very easy. You just zap it with some glue. Okay, that pretty much is what I've done with my page. I lie. I put more washi tape down. That's right. I wanted to bring some more of the blue in, and you know, just like all those great artists say, balance it out. I don't know about balancing. I just put it wherever the fancy takes me, because that's what intuitive art journaling is about, and I'm finding this out more and more. So yep, there's my washi tape all down, and you know, of course I have to put my stamp, which is my signature, and I put in the date, which is the 5th of August 2017, and then as per usual, I work it out that I'm going to show everybody what my journal looks like, but oh oops, there's something missing. What is it? I can't quite work it out. Anyway, so this is what we did, is I decided I would show everybody what my journal page looks like with my tag inserted, and then I remembered that I wanted to bring out some sort of glittery, spritzy stuff, but I must tell you that it didn't work. The nozzle was all clogged up, and I couldn't get it to spray, and so eventually in my frustration I just took it apart and I plopped it all over. Not that you can see it, because of course the camera ran out at that time. But there we go, you can see it in the photo here. And thank you for watching my video, and please consider subscribing to my channel and giving me a thumbs up, and come on over to Facebook and join me at Art Journal Junkie. Take care, have a wonderful day, and London, I'm sure I'll see you soon. You're calling my name. Take care, and bye for now.